Tom here with Broken Pine Outdoors, and tonight we're going camping. When I say we, I'm talking about me and River. You ready to go, River? We're gonna go find a place to set up right now. It's getting dark, so we need to hurry. Okay, I think we're gonna try and find a spot somewhere around here. And this might even be a good spot, but I kind of want to be in the trees just a little bit more. You can see the river that way. It's pretty out there. But let's go in here before we get River out and just make sure it's good enough. Nice little game trail. Doesn't look like a terrible spot. And I'm sleeping on the ground. I don't have like a cot or anything. I have like an inflatable little mattress. And this ground is not very level. So I'm wondering if where we came in would be better. I wish I would have thought of this earlier. It would be a little bit lighter for this. Man, it's creepy. Better light here. At least something, huh? We might just camp right at the tree line where it's flatter. I think it would just be more fun to be in the trees though. I want to camp out in the flat spot. Well, I want to camp in a flat spot, but I want to be in the trees. Well, I'll be back in just a second with a spot. All right, it's getting pretty dark, but I think I found a spot. It's down in here. Thing about camping here is these damn things. All right, let's go grab River. Show her our spot. Okay, so because it's so dark out here, I decided we're gonna set camp a little bit closer, not quite in the trees. Probably just right ahead, right here, nice and flat. And next time we'll get into the trees, but it's just too dark. So I'm gonna set up and you guys can watch. It's probably gonna take forever. First thing I'm gonna start with is my tent. It's supposed to fit 2 people. So hopefully me and River will be fine in this. Well, I got the tent all set up, so let's go see what Home Sweet Home looks like. Small, guys. But I think it's gonna be pretty good. Let's get all of our stuff in there. Well, like a rookie, I forgot a pillow, but at least I didn't forget my mattress. Let's take a look. Not too bad. We have a place to sleep tonight. Now let's get some stuff to make a fire so we can stay warm and go from there. Alright, I got some wood. It ain't much, but it's honest work, you know. Well, it's gonna be one night, so start kind of getting it cut up and build a fire quick. We might get some rocks, we'll see, just to put around. Here, she thinks these sticks are for her, so whatever. Little girl. This is what I brought to start a fire. It's called a Texas fire starter. Now hopefully I can do this. I know it's supposed to make a spark somehow. We'll figure it out. But if not, we don't have a fire, so let's hope. And to get the fire going, I got some old hunting regulations. Those always burn pretty dang good. Want it down? Well, I also brought my stove so I can cook some food, but I'm not too hungry right now. Just wishing I brought a chair. But how about that Texas fire starter? This thing is pretty sweet. This was my first time starting a fire with one of these, as I'm gonna catch myself on fire. One of the first times I've started a fire with one of these things. And it worked out really good. And when I was going in there starting the fire, it would like spark, and I'd blow on it and it would spark even more. And there's something like, it was kind of interesting. Something was active in there and sparking as it was getting hotter, causing the paper to start on fire. You know, for a little fire, this is pretty warm. Wannabe fire. And this is dry wood. This is a tree that's been dead for a while. And well, we are all settled in for the night. River seems she's gonna take up my side of the tent. It's probably not gonna sleep great. It's a very small tent. It says maybe for 2 people. Maybe, yeah, no, it's not. Maybe it's not. It's for 1 person. So I'm gonna get River on her bed and kind of show you guys the camp tomorrow morning, because it was super dark when we set up. Fire did not cooperate. I don't know why. The wood was deader than hell. Super dry. I don't know. We'll figure it out next time. But we'll see you guys in the morning. River hears something. What is it? Just go to bed. Yeah. Okay. Good night. Well, good morning. It is 9:20. I think River's ready to get out of this tent, and I am too. Last time wasn't terrible. It wasn't too cold, but at like 2:30 in the morning, there were some ducks that would not shut up. And then the coyotes started going crazy. I swear, across the river, there must have been 100 coyotes just howling and freaking out. So let me get up and we'll get some breakfast. Alright, we're gonna make breakfast. Now I'm a little nervous to try this because I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But I don't have high hopes. Alright, so we gotta boil some water and let it sit for 5 minutes. So I guess we'll start getting some water boiling. That got hot quick. Yeah, this morning I was planning on going to find those 2 ducks that kept me awake all night and having them for breakfast, but then it's not seasoned. But good hell. Have you guys tried these before? I've never had one, but I've heard a horror story of someone went hunting, ate something, same thing like this, and then they just had raging diarrhea the whole time. And that doesn't sound fun to me. While we're waiting for the breakfast to, well, the water to boil so we can make breakfast, River has a stick. And look what I set camp next to. Look at those guys. And I did take some firewood from here. You know, right over there. I'm just glad they didn't follow me. But this thing is pretty awesome. This fire maple. Let's take a look. This is what controls the gas. I haven't boiled anything in it yet. Alright, the water is boiling. So we are gonna pour it into this. It kind of, okay. It's biscuits and gravy. But it smells like biscuits and gravy and citronella. We'll see. We're supposed to pour the boiling water, seal it for 5 minutes, and I'm nervous, to be honest with you guys. Alright, now we gotta stir this and let it sit for another few minutes. And I bought some of these reusable things. Swedish sporks. I don't know what's Swedish about them. Oh, maybe the spoon is on one side, fork is on the other. Alright, let's stir this up. Ooh. This is what it looks like so far. I don't know if that's appetizing or not. Good job, River. Now we gotta let it sit for a few more minutes. Alright, well, let's dig into this and figure it out if we're gonna actually eat it or not. It just doesn't look appealing. This looks like throw up. It's not horrible. It's not the best either. To be honest, I'm done. I'm not gonna eat anymore. But I guess we can give you a tour of the camp. Here's the tent. There's Mrs. River. And there is the pile of ants of fire. Now last night River was fixated at looking in this area in the tent, and she was growling, and it was kind of freaking me out a little bit. We didn't end up having any problems, but there's a lot of deer down here. We're right on the river bottoms, but there's also coyotes. Once in a while there's a mountain lion, but not too often do you see the mountain lions. And we were gonna camp back in here, but it ended up getting too dark and I couldn't see very well, so I ended up not. I think the grass was too tall anyway. I think what River may have heard is either a deer or a porcupine. And there's a pretty good game trail through here. And I say porcupine because one of these trees was moving pretty good, and they'll climb up these trees and they'll eat on them. River, I don't think you're gonna be able to make it over this log. You just stay. She's gonna find a way. She always finds a way. She hates being left out. Oh, River, you don't like being left out. Ow. That'd be really cool to find a deer shed. But they're kind of hard to find in a jungle like this. River, come on. River, come on. She's following that game trail. River, come on. Get out of there. Hey, I'm right here. Careful. Wow. Something was bedded down here. Oh, deer. There's a lot of deer here. Come on. What? You coming? This was the other spot I was thinking of camping. But I was worried about having a fire because of this tree above. Is this an apple tree? That'd be crazy. Yeah, last night the fire was unsuccessful. It stayed lit for maybe 15 minutes, if that. Then it just went out. I don't really know why. I had really dry wood. But I'll show you guys where I heard the coyotes last night. I swear it sounded like there's 100 of them. And the Idaho wind just never goes away. River is really high. Everyone's getting ready to start watering their fields. Oh yeah. So the coyotes sounded like they were right across over there, and they were just making all sorts of racket. It was crazy. Looks like we may have had some elk cross the river last night, and I thought I heard them jumping in the river. This is usually where they cross. Now we came over here fishing a couple weekends ago, and you could walk clear out here. River, do not River, no. River, no. Uh-uh. We're not swimming. Sorry. It's too high. Come on. Stay out of the water. But anyway, me and River, we walked to that island right there. It was very shallow. Just a few inches of water. And now it's came up quite a bit. Come on. Let's go. She wants to swim so bad, but I don't have a towel. And the river's way too high. Are you mad, River? You don't get to go swim? Uh-uh. Come on. Come on. Well, let's go tear down camp. Okay, let's get our camp all torn down. Now, River's not ready to go, but I am. And I don't like taking down camp, but I've seen this trick. People like clap their hands or snap their fingers to get it to go down on its own and put away and all that. So let's try clapping our hands first. It didn't work. Let's try and snap our fingers. All right. So it's the snappy fingers that make it go away and put away on its own. River, you ready? Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.